There we go.
Hello. Oh, there we go. I think we finally got it. All right, guys. So I think you all can hear me now. So just kind of speak to me in the chat a little bit if you can hear me now. I will explain to you what's been going on for the last 40 minutes.
To the plate. Third baseman number 9.
Are we offline again? No, I think we're good. Okay. I think we're okay. So can anybody hear me? Just put down in the chat if you can hear me, if anybody's still around. What did people do? I know he lined out to.
What?
I can go on. Is it on Facebook?
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Okay, no, people are responding. They can hear me. Yep. What did Colby do?
He walked and then advanced to
Matt
second.
did 3 unassisted. He went to second, and then Sheck did what?
Struck out.
All right, and then we got. All right, so Diego Baquero did what? Doubled.
Yeah, he doubled it down.
And he just doubled. Okay, got it. All right, so I think we're all caught up on stats and everything. So right now the Bucs lead 1-0 on the double that I think you guys just saw. So here's what has happened over the last little bit here. So about 5 minutes before game time, we looked down and realized that we were not connected to the internet, as that one is ripped to down the right field line, and that's going to get down by Shane Simpson. So back-to-back doubles by the Bucs here in the bottom of the second. So the score now moves to 2-0. So, okay. So 5 minutes before game time, we looked down and realized that there was no internet. And figured out that the problem was actually my computer, which I said at the beginning of the year, I'm sure would let us down at some point, and it chose today. So we tried everything to get it to basically be compatible with the internet, as it wouldn't even show that there were possible things to connect to in terms of Wi-Fi and network connections. So basically just had to turn the computer off and restart it, but then when it restarted, it updated for a good 15 or 20 minutes. And then ever since then, we restarted everything, but then the microphones were not working. I was sitting here talking into the microphone for like a minute or two, trying to get it to work. Ended up having to reconfigure the settings for the OBS software that we use to stream. And now we're here. So I do sincerely apologize for all of the technical difficulties that we had tonight. But we are back here now. So I will, obviously, as I've taken the last couple innings, forego my post-inning breaks for the next inning or for the next half inning, and get you guys caught up on the lineups and defense and everything like that. So right now, it's a good place to start over for the Bucs. as Woody Haydeen, their leadoff batter, will step up to the plate. So the defensive lineup for the Bucs tonight is Woody Haydeen playing shortstop tonight and batting first. Jack Mactoff, the left fielder, will be batting second. Cole Carrig in center, batting third. Jake Skipworth at first base, he'll be batting fourth. Dylan Tatum, I almost said Jason Tatum. Wow, shows you where my mind's at. Dylan Tatum will be behind the plate and batting fifth. Diego Baquero, the designated hitter, will be batting sixth. Kyson Donahue, the third baseman, will be batting seventh. Shane Simpson in right field batting eighth. And Xavier Pinellas at second base batting ninth. And I'm gonna try and say this name as best I can, but I do believe the starting pitcher for tonight is Jojo Ingracia, as that one is bunted over to third, and that ball hits off of the back of the runner, and the throw to the plate is not in time. So that will score another run for the Bucs as Woody Haydeen gets on with a bunt single. And Xavier Pinellas will move over to third. So I do apologize. As you can probably tell, I'm a little all over the place right now. Just trying to figure out everything. So,
With runners in the corners.
anyways,
We've got left fielder number 24, Jack Mactoff.
so for those of you who didn't feel comfortable following what was happening without the audio, or couldn't really tell just because the video is a bit poor and choppy. So in the first inning, I do not believe we had the stream live at that point, but the Chinooks were able to get out of a jam. The Bucs had runners on first and second with 2 outs, but they were able to get out of it. But so far in this inning, the Chinooks have struggled mightily, as the first 5 hitters for the Bucs in this inning have reached base. And Justin Nevels is on the mound for the Chinooks, as that one is popped high in the air, back in foul territory, as Patty McCormick with a tough catch, but he makes it, and that is a great play and a huge one for the Chinooks, as they really, really needed that. And that will be the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Cole Carrig. So the Bucs up 3-0 early on here. Still plenty of time for the Chinooks. But right now, the Bucs offense looking really good. And that pitch is swung on and fouled off to the left. So anyways, I am going to be joined here soon enough by my partner Aaron Davis, but he has other responsibilities right now, so we're going to give him a little time to figure all that out, as his responsibilities have kind of taken a back seat to try and figure out all the problems with the stream today. And again, we do sincerely apologize to all of you for the troubles, as that one is ripped into left field for a base hit. And man, the Bucs are just pouring it on right now, as they will now take a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. And that throw gets away as they were getting it back into the infield. And so Woody Haydeen able to take third base. So now runners on the corners with just 1 out here.
Runners on the corner and 1 out. Runners on 1 out. Up steps first baseman Jake Skipworth.
So that'll bring up Jake Skipworth, who singled in his first at-bat. And that one is hit out to right field, and Colby Ferris will chase after it, but that will hit off of the fence. So that will land in foul territory. And that one is in there for a called strike 2. So Skipworth down 0-2 here as Nevels looks to get out of this jam and stop the bleeding, as the Bucs have already struck for 4 runs in this one. And a great pitch from Justin Nevels as Magno hangs on to that one for strike 3. So Skipworth goes down for the second out of the inning. And now Nevels 1 out away from being able to get out of this. But that will bring up Dylan Tatum, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat of the day. And that one is outside for ball 1. So Justin Nevels, again, getting the start today. The plan was for him to not go very long, as this has been considered a bit more of a bullpen day for the Chinooks, as they have had 3 games in a row, as this one would make 4 in a row. And they will have 5 more in a row in Kenai against the Oilers with no days off. So they wanted to be able to give their starters a bit of a break today for another day to recover. So they decided to make this one a bullpen day. So Justin Nevels tasked with going a couple of innings, as that one is tapped over to Patty McCurmott at third, and he will throw on to first for the third out of the inning. But the Bucs do strike for 4. And before we head on to the top of the third, I will just quickly go over the defense and lineups for the Chinooks tonight. So Will Batts in center field will be batting first. John Mark Mullins at short batting second. Joe Brazil is the designated hitter and batting third tonight. Hayden Keller in left field batting fourth. Colby Ferris, who is the right fielder today, batting fifth. Matt Magno behind the plate batting sixth. Josh Scheck at first base batting seventh. Second base today batting eighth. And Patty McCurmott at third base will be batting ninth. And pitching, again, the starter for tonight's game was Justin Nevels. What number is Nevels? 11?
Fans, get out those lucky numbers. Got 2 things to give away. First, a subway card to number 729380. That's 729380, winner of a subway card. And for a Qdoba gift certificate, that's 729304. 729304 with a Qdoba certificate.
Nine.
I knew it was something low. Well, I'll tell you, this bullpen day certainly hasn't worked out so far.
Not great.
Good grief. I hate bullpen days, bro. It never works out.
Leading off the third for the Chinooks, second baseman number 20, Cal Campbell.
Feel free to hop on whenever you want.
Right.
Or not. Whatever you want to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network, as that first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. So the Chinooks have gotten one person on base so far tonight, but other than that, have not gotten anything going against the Bucs starter, Jojo Ingracia. Again, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I do apologize, but I don't think I am. So Ingracia has looked pretty good so far, as that one is outside. And while we are on the topic of the Bucs, congratulations to Ernie Yake and his family. Ernie Yake was taken by the Minnesota Twins in the 10th round of the MLB draft earlier today, as that one is swung on and missed. So Cal Campbell goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Already the 4th strikeout for Ingracia in this one. But anyways, congratulations to Ernie Yake and his family again. He was taken in the 10th round of the MLB draft by the Minnesota Twins. So not incredibly far away from here in Alaska. One of the closer teams, I would say. So certainly congratulations to him. We wish him all the best. We wish him health. We wish him success. Certainly has been a pleasure to watch him. I only got to see him for a few games for the Bucs, but happy that I was able to call a few of his games, even as the opposing play-by-play man. So congratulations again to him and his family, and we wish him all of the best success in his future, as that one is swung on and missed by Patty McCormick, who's getting the start at third base tonight. So McCormick been shifted around a little bit in the lineup, or at least on defense the last couple days, as he played shortstop yesterday and is playing third today as guys get some rest for the long Kenai trip. So hopefully McCormick will be able to get some rest soon enough. Man, that one is downstairs. So now the count moves full to McCormick as he looks to get something going here for the Chinooks, as they find themselves down in an early 4-0 hole, and so their 5-game win streak looking already a little bit bleak, as that one is outside. So the second walk issued by Ingracia. And that'll bring up Will Batts, who struck out in his first at-bat. Not that you guys saw that or anything, so you're just going to have to take my word for it, as you will for basically the entire first inning. And that one is in there for a called strike. And once again, we do sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties today. I promise I won't be apologizing for it the entire stream, but again, we want to pride ourselves on consistency, as that one is ripped into left field for a base hit. So Will Batts keeps things rolling for the Chinooks, as he gets the first hit of the night for the Chinooks here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up John Mark Mullins, who hitting right-handed today, obviously facing the left-handed starter. And John Mark also struck out in his first at-bat of the day. And hopefully also, as this has gone on and my computer has figured out its own life, that the video has gotten a little bit better as well. So we're hoping that everything is at 100% here now. So that pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. And that one is outside and maybe a little bit upstairs. So John Mark trying his best to work the count here, at least early on in this at-bat, as the count moves to 2-1. And that one is swung on and fouled straight back. So the count moves to 2-2 as John Mark looks to keep this rally going for the Chinooks, as certainly at this point they're going to need every rally that they can get to count, as already down 4-0 in this one, so not a lot of room, not a lot of wiggle room here. Obviously, though, still early in the ball game, but certainly you want to make these rallies count, as obviously, while you have a lot of time to put up more runs in the game, your opponent also has a lot of time to put up more runs in the game. So certainly you don't want to get You want every rally that you can muster up to really count and at least capitalize for one run, just to get yourself some momentum here early on. That one is just downstairs. Good take from John Mark, and now the count runs full here.
How many outs?
One.
Oh.
And the full count to Mullins is outside. So John Mark will take a walk here, as now the bases will be loaded for Joe Brazil, who in yesterday's ball game was really clutch for the Chinooks. Came through with a couple of big 2-out RBIs as he ended up driving 3 in yesterday's contest. And obviously, as the Chinooks won 4-0, clearly pretty big at bats when he came through. So we'll see if he can continue that hot streak today, although he popped out in his first at bat. But perhaps they have started to get to Ingracia here, as that one is also way outside. Ingracia seems to have lost the plate a little bit here. So Joe Brazil would love to get one into the gap, get the Chinooks moving on the bases, as that one is in there for a called strike one. So the count moves to 1-1 now. And at the very least, the Chinooks able to get themselves a little momentum here and making Gracia work for what he's going to get here. And that one is tapped foul. Good pitch from Gracia. Looked like maybe a changeup that had a little bit more bite to it than his fastball has had. Either that or just it was a fastball that had a little more bite to it. I can't exactly tell from up here. But either way, good pitch, good execution as the count moves to 1-2 on Joe Brazil. And the 1-2 swung on and fouled off down the right field line. So the count remains at 1-2. And another 1-2 is swung on and right off the body of Ingracia, and that means everybody's going to be safe, as Joe Brazil just able to put that one in play, and that'll go down as an infield single. So everyone moves up a base, which means the Chinooks will now cut into this lead, as the score is now 4-1. And that will bring up Hayden Keller with the bases still loaded here, and only one out in the inning. And Hayden Keller lined out to second in his first at-bat, so certainly would love to repeat that swing, just with a different result, as that one is upstairs for ball one. And as I said earlier, you want every rally to count, and the Chinooks coming through here and have a chance to add on more. And that one is in there for a called strike. And that one is ripped into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to wave Mullins around. The throw to the plate will not be nearly in time, as Joe Brazil will move up to third, and he's fired up as Hayden Keller comes through with a 2-out single. And now the Chinooks only trail 4-3. And what a turnaround here in the top of the third. As Ingracia looked dominant over his first 2 innings, but the wheels have fallen off the wagon a little bit here. as the Chinooks now have struck for 3 runs, and they still have a chance to come through with more. As Colby Ferris will step up to the plate now. Let's go. I wonder, who do you know? Oh, they're probably going to go with like Hannes next, you say?
No, JoJo's first out.
JoJo's first out?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. You don't want to get, I mean, Justin Nevels and Hannes have very similar arsenals. Dude, my brain, after all that, my brain just is
Yeah.
fried. Like, I got nothing. I literally feel like I'm talking like this. Awful. When this inning is over, I'm gonna need you to take my headset off and just stand up and just do some like the heavy breathing you do in like the classes when your wife is pregnant. You know? Yeah, there you go. All right, so Colby Ferris swings at that one and fouls that one straight back. So count moves to 0-1. Colby Ferris walked in his first plate appearance, so certainly take that result again. Down 0-1 already as Hayden Keller will move on the pitch, and the throw down will not be nearly in time. So Hayden Keller with a stolen base. And so interested to see if they pitch to Colby Ferris here or if they want to work around him with a base open, try and get the force out. I doubt that will happen this early on in the game. But you never know, as the 1-1 pitch to Ferris is swung on and missed. Good pitch there from Ingracia as the count moves to 1-2. And the 1-2 to Ferris. Swung on and missed. So Ingracia comes right back with a strikeout of Colby Ferris, and that'll be 2 down now. So Matt Magno up to the plate.
2 on and 2 out.
And the Chinooks have 2 runners in scoring position. So a good chance for Matt Magno to drive in a couple of runs. Although the Chinooks have already struck for 3, so safe to say they've already had themselves a good inning. But you know that after the 4-run bottom of the second that the Bucs had, the Chinooks would love to take the lead back. Or at least take the lead, maybe not necessarily back. That one is tapped foul behind home plate and off to the left, so the count moves to 0-1. And for Ingracia, obviously the goal is to just stop the bleeding and get the Bucs back in the dugout, get their bats another chance to do some more damage, and keep the lead, as that one is outside for ball 1. That one's upstairs. And the 2-1 is swung on and missed. So Ingracia 1 strike away now from being able to get out of the inning. So Magno looking to work the count and drive one into the outfield. Get those runs home. And time will be called by the home plate umpire. So we will reset. And the 2-2 swung on and fouled straight back. So Magno putting up a pretty good fight here in this at-bat, looking to keep this inning alive. And Ingracia just looking to get back in the dugout, and another 2-2 is downstairs. So a full count to Magno, And certainly for Ingracia, walk not the worst thing in the world, but he just loved to get Magno out anyways. Get out of the inning. And the payoff pitch is swung on and tapped in the 5-6 hole. Going to be a tough play. Magno booking it down the line, and he is safe. So Matt Magno with an infield single, a perfectly placed ground ball. And that does mean that the run will score from third as Joe Brazil was running on the pitch with 2 outs. So the Chinooks have tied the game here at 4 apiece. And what a turnaround, as giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the second, they respond in the top of the third with 4 runs of their own. As the 9th batter will come to the plate of the inning as Josh Scheck swings and misses at that one for strike 1. Josh Scheck struck out in his first at-bat. With runners on the corners, a good RBI opportunity for Scheck, as that one's outside for ball 1. And the 1-1 inside for ball 2. So Scheck in a pretty good count here. And Mr. Ryan, I do apologize. I guess I didn't mute my microphone. I don't think I said anything too bad, though. I think we're okay. And that one is swung on and missed for strike 2. So the count moves to 2-2. And Scheck looking to keep this going for the Chinooks, but a swing and a miss. So Scheck strikes out for the 2nd time tonight for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Chinooks come all the way back from down 4-0, and they tie the game here at 4 as they strike for 4 in this inning. If you're tired of the number 4, then it's going to be unfortunate because there's a lot of them going around right now. So we'll be right back in the bottom of the 3rd inning with the score tied at 4 apiece. There you go. Make it a 0-0 ball game again. Start over.
I get back.
Of course you are, Aaron. Just do whatever you want, man. Ugh. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Up first for the Bucs. DH number 30, Diego Baquero.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Diego Baquero will lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Bucs, and their offense pretty hot right now as they struck for 4 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. But they are facing a new arm in JoJo Penberthy, and as I said earlier on in the broadcast, this is more of a bullpen day for the Chinooks, as they are right now in the fourth game in a 9-game stretch in 9 days. So certainly a lot of games in a row, at least by comparison to what they have had prior to this season, as JoJo Penberthy falls behind 3-0 to Vaquero. But so today, a lot of the relievers will get a little bit of an extended outing today. Try and save some arms. Mr. Ryan, yes, we will be doing that later on in the ball game. We're trying to. We've done that the last couple of days as well. Aaron has taken a few innings here or there doing play-by-play, and I'd like to say he's done a fantastic job. He's done a really, really nice job. It's been a lot of fun being able to do color with him, as that one is tapped over to Patty McCormick at third. He stumbles a little bit, but he recovers and throws on to first for the first out of the inning. So good bounce back there from JoJo Penberthy after falling behind 3-0 in that at-bat. Great job from him. And so that will bring up Kyson Donahue. Certainly have not seen him before, at least today, at least not to my memory. So certainly we'll see what he can do. He doubled in his first at-bat and scored a run, as that one's upstairs. So JoJo looking a little bit wild here early on, but hasn't hurt him yet. Certainly you don't want that pattern, as that one is in there for a called strike one. So essentially a 0-0 ball game. At least that's what we like to say if we were in the dugout and a bunch of teams, or both teams, scored a bunch of runs early on. Basically the score is back to 0-0. So we can shrink this into probably a 6-inning game or a 5-inning game. That one is just outside. So neither starter doing particularly well tonight early on. And that one is fouled off to the left. So I do believe the count moves full now. And that one is also fouled off to the left. So Kyson Donahue putting up a really good fight in this at-bat. JoJo Penberthy just trying to get the Chinooks back in the dugout and give their bats another chance to stay hot. And that one is outside. So that slider didn't really do much. It just stayed outside. So Donahue with a 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Shane Simpson, another guy who I'm fairly unfamiliar with before the start of today's game.
Right fielder number 23, Shane Simpson.
Shane Simpson also doubled and scored in his last at-bat, as 3 straight Bucs doubled and scored in the bottom of the second. So certainly they were not missing, as that one is fouled off to the left. So JoJo right now just wanting to put up a 0 for the Chinooks and again give their bats a chance to continue the good hitting that they have done in this game, as they obviously put up 4 runs in the top of this inning, as that one is ripped into left field, but pretty much right at Hayden Keller as he just moves in a couple of steps for out number 2. So a line out for Shane Simpson. He certainly put good wood on it so far in this one, so that's something to keep an eye on late in this ball game, as Xavier Pinellas will step up to the plate here. He was hit by a pitch and scored. Xavier actually just transferred to Gonzaga University, so congratulations, Xavier. Certainly a prestigious university. So congratulations to you and your family, and we wish you all the success as it pertains to that. And that one is upstairs. So, again, Penberthy not the most efficient right now. We've certainly seen him really fill up the strike zone, but certainly not everybody has their has the not necessarily ability, but the consistency to throw strikes at all times. Certainly with an arm slot as unique as JoJo's, it can kind of get wild at times. But JoJo, it has not hurt him too bad thus far, as he's got Xavier and a 2-strike count here. That one's upstairs. So JoJo, more likely than not, is going to, unless obviously barring catastrophe in this inning, will probably want to go multiple innings in this one and a move over to first as Donahue gets back safely. And that one is swung on and missed. All right, well, I guess I was wrong. I thought that was a 2-strike count. I guess it wasn't. And as I've said on pretty much every other stream, there is no scoreboard here, so sometimes we will lose track of the count. So I do apologize for that. And that one's just inside, so the count moves full now. You get the standings. And a move over to first, and Sheck was not on the bag. And so Donahue will move up to second on what was clearly a miscommunication there between Sheck and JoJo. Sheck not covering the bag on that 3-2 pitch, or what that the prospective 3-2 pitch. So not sure what happened there. And that one is outside. So JoJo with a pair of walks here. As now
2-on and 2 out. That brings up shortstop number 2, Woody.
That'll bring up Woody Haydeen, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Haydeen with an RBI single in the bottom half of the second inning. And he will look to do the same thing here, I'm sure of it. As the first pitch from JoJo is in there for a called strike. So the Chinooks right now sit at second place in the ABL at 15 and 11. But if you are looking on the website, you will see that it says 14 and 11. That is because there has been an issue with point streak. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, as that is not what this is about. But there have been some issues with one of our previous couple of games. It's still not finalized if you go on Point Streak and look at it. So it has not counted for our standings right now, but that was a victory for the Chinooks, as that one's in there for a called strike too. So they sit at 15 and 11. So we are a game and a half ahead of the Pilots for second place, and 3.5 games back of the Miners for first place, as the Miners just continue to pretty much dominate, and that one is just outside. Good pitch from Penberthy, as it looked like it just hooked around the plate. So close but no cigar for JoJo there, as he continues to look to put away Woody Haydeen here and get the Chinooks back in the dugout and give their offense a chance to do some more damage, as that one is outside. So I do believe the count now moves full. And again, JoJo in danger of losing another batter. And the payoff pitch is swung on and ripped down the right field line, and that's going to be a fair ball. So Colby Ferris will retreat to the corner as 2 runs are going to score, and Woody Haydeen will turn and head to third, and he will make it. as a 2-out, 2 RBI triple for Woody Hayden has put the Bucs back in the lead, and the score now sits at 6-4.
With 2 outs and a runner on third.
A huge at-bat there for the Bucs, as down to their last strike with 2 outs. He did not just settle for a single. He ripped that down the line. And that once again gives the Bucs the lead. So Bucs offense continues to tear things up here. And they have a chance to continue to add as they appeal down to third, and he did not go. So the count now sits at 1-1 here, as Jack McTough, who is 0 for 2, looks to shake that off, but he will not here, as that one is grounded to second, thrown on to first for out number 3. But the damage is done as the Bucs strike for 2 more, and we will now head to the top of the 4th inning with the Chinooks trailing 6-4.
The Bucs lead 6-4.
Greg, I already said.
Bucs player Ernie
Hey.
has been drafted in the Major League Draft. He went in the 10th round to the Minnesota Twins. So congratulations to Ernie Yake and his family.
I already said. Ernie Yake got drafted. Already said. Not saying it again. I'm going to have to say it again, because he's going to think I'm ignoring him. He's back out there. That's actually kind of surprising. We'll see how that works, I guess, for him. JoJo does not look good today. I haven't seen JoJo that wild in a while.
When was the last time he's been pitched?
It's been a little bit. It's been like a week.
It's been a while.
So, Cal will lead off.
We only scored 4.
Yeah.
Nope. Wishful thinking.
All right.
Second baseman number
How do you hear me? The mic is not on.
Must be this one.
All right, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network, and I'm not sure how you're hearing me, sir. Honestly, I looked down and my mic was off, so I don't know how you're hearing me. But all right, well, either way, Ernie Yake has been drafted, as that one is tapped over to first as Cal Campbell slides, and he just barely gets there. As a good play from Jake Skipworth. As they both dove for the bag, so Cal Campbell out for the first out of the inning. So the Chinooks trail 6-4 here in the top of the 5th inning. Or excuse me, the top of the 4th inning. I apologize. As Patty McCormick will step up to the plate, and his walk in the last inning sparked a huge 4-run rally for the Chinooks. Certainly would love to repeat that effort. And the next pitch to McCormick is swung on and missed, so he's quickly down 0-2. As JoJo Ingracia still in the game after the 4-run inning. A bit of a surprise, but certainly has looked good otherwise. And is looking good in this inning so far. As that one is tapped over to second, and he will fire on to first for out number 2. So Xavier Pinellas gets Patty McCormick for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Will Batts, who is 1 for 2 in ball game today. He singled and scored in the last inning.
Will Batts.
And the first pitch to Will Batts is a slider that just escapes the plate. Good pitch from Ingracia there. But the count moves to 1-0. And Batts drops down a bunt, and it's a pretty good one. Going to be a tough play, and the throw on to first is not in time. So Will Batts with a 2-out bunt single here in the top of the fourth as he keeps the inning alive, and that'll bring up John Mark Mullins, who walked in his first at-bat. So we will see if and when Will Batts will be on the move to try and get into scoring position. And that one is ripped into right field for a base hit. Will Batts will turn and stop at second base. So a little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Chinooks as the leadoff and number 2 hole hitter in the lineup getting on base here. And that will bring up Joe Brazil, who came through with a RBI single in his first at-bat. And you know he would love to do the same thing here as he has really come through in his last few clutch at-bats for the Chinooks. So not a better man in the world right now to have in this spot, as that one is way outside for ball 1. And it's kind of a strange play last time. It was a 1-2 pitch. He kind of just got his bat on it, hit off of the side of the pitcher Ingracia, and that one is tapped over to short, and a flip on to second for out number 3. So Brazil cannot come through that time, but the Chinooks offense still looking pretty good as we will head to the the bottom of the 6th. Good goodness gracious. I am all over the place right now. The bottom of the 4th with the Bucs still winning 6-4. It's off. You're using my... All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network, and I think we figured out the microphone issue, as it appeared that we were using my computer's microphone instead of the other microphones, which is why you guys could hear everything we were saying, even if we turned our mics off. So there you go. That was the answer. We apparently Greg and I figured it out pretty much at the same time, as I just saw your comment. So yeah, that was the issue. So if I had a prize, you would get it today. So anyways, Cole Carrick will lead things off here for the Bucs, as that one's upstairs. As JoJo trying to recover from a rough first inning out there, as he ended up walking a couple and giving up a 2 RBI triple with 2 outs. So look to bounce back here. That one is flown out to fairly deep center, but Will Batts will move over to his right, settle under it, and make the catch for out number 1. So Cole Carrig finally gets out as he was 2 for 2 before that. And that'll bring up Jake Skipworth. And that one is popped high in the air in foul territory as Patty McCormick will settle under it and make the catch for out number 2. So JoJo bouncing back very nicely here, at least so far in this inning, as Dylan Tatum will take to the plate here with 2 outs for the Bucs. So the Bucs, losers of 3 straight games, but you wouldn't know it by how they are hitting in this one, as they have already put up 6 runs on the Chinooks pitching staff, which has been performing admirably over the last 5 ball games. Very, very difficult to get a lot of runs off of the Chinooks lately, but the Bucs coming out here absolutely pounding the baseball. And again, you wouldn't know that by the fact that they're losers of 3 straight games. Certainly wanting to break that streak here tonight. So, obviously a situation that we will be monitoring throughout the rest of this broadcast, as Penberthy looking to get out of this inning as that one is fouled off. So 2 strikes now to Dylan Tatum. And Dylan Tatum is 0 for 2 tonight so far, so he'd love to get on track here. And that one is just inside. Not a bad pitch from Penberthy, but just missed. And that one is swung on and missed. Great bounce back inning from JoJo Penberthy there as the Bucs go 1-2-3 for the first time in this one. And so now the Chinooks have a chance to climb back in this ball game as they trail by 2 runs going into the top of the 5th as the score sits at 6-4. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Hayden Keller leads things off for the Chinooks here in the top of the 5th. And that pitch is in there for a called strike as JoJo Ingracia has looked pretty good so far despite giving up 4 runs, as it was kind of just an implosion in the top of the 3rd. But other than that, he has looked fairly dominant. And that one is swung on and fouled off. And clearly, the coaches agree with me as obviously he's still out there despite giving up the 4 runs. And the 0-2 to Keller is outside, and possibly a little bit upstairs for ball 1. And that one is swung on and missed. Great pitch from Ingracia. And they will throw on to first for out number 1. So Hayden Keller goes down on strikes for the first out, and that'll bring up Colby Ferris, who is 0 for 1 with a walk today.
Nobody out, one out. That brings up right fielder number 25, Colby Ferris.
That one is just upstairs, so Colby Ferris getting ahead here. So the Chinooks down 6-4 as their pitching has underwhelmed so far in this one, as that one's in there for a called strike. But their offense has kept them in it so far as they trail by only 2 here. And that one is also in there for a called strike. And 2 good off-speed pitches there from Ingracia in a row. As Colby Ferris now started the at-bat ahead, and now he is behind 1 and 2. And the 1-2 is swung on and tapped into left field for a base hit. So Colby Ferris with a good piece of 2-strike hitting there, and he'll get himself a hit. And that will bring up Matt Magno, who had an RBI infield single in his first at-bat. Had a great battle in that one. Certainly a huge at-bat in this one as it tied the game at 4. And the first pitch to Magno is swung on and fouled off to the right for strike 1. And that one just outside for ball 2. Swung on, and that one is absolutely ripped, and that's going to get over the head of the center fielder. And that means Colby Ferris is going to come all the way around, and Matt Magno chugging. He's going to head for third, and he will get in there standing up. And an absolute missile from Matt Magno. Wow, as Cole Carrig literally froze in his tracks and then just gave up and turned around and basically conceded, all right, I'm not getting that one, as Matt Magno pulverized that one into the center field gap and all the way to the wall, and that will bring the Chinooks within 1 as the score now sits at 6-5. And the unlikely triples leader for the Chinooks continues his reign of terror as Matt Magno with his 3rd triple of the season. And that one is outside for ball 1. So Josh Scheck stepping up to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. So certainly has not had a lot of success in this one so far, but one swing of the bat could change that and tie the game for the Chinooks. And with 1 out, it might just take a ground ball or a fairly deep fly ball to do it. And the 2-0 is in there for a called strike 1. And the 2-1 to Scheck is also in there for a called strike 2. So Scheck up 2-0 to now sitting at 2-2. And the 2-2. Oh, just missed. And he just got 2 calls there. But that one looked like it was just a little bit more inside. And somebody's giving the umpire a little bit of heck over there. Might be a fan. Could be somebody in the dugout. Not sure. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. So Sheck goes down for the third time already here in this one, and that one for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Cal Campbell, who has been swinging a hot bat recently, but is 0 for 2 so far tonight. And he'd love us. He'd love a 2-out RBI single here, and that would certainly be big as it would tie the game. And as I said earlier, you never want any rally to come up empty, although they have scored already in this one, or at least in this rally, so wouldn't be a complete waste. But you know that he would love to come through and get Matt Magno home from third. And the 0-1. Swung on and hitting the 5-6 hole in a dive, and that's off the glove of Woody Haydeen, and so another RBI infield single for the Chinooks, and that one once again ties the game as we now sit at a 6-6 ball game, and man, these Chinooks bats just keep on coming, and they have found a way to win recently, and it has basically been, well, not completely, but it has been a lot on the back of their pitching, and tonight their pitching has not been the same, so the offense having to pick up a little bit more slack, and they have stepped up to the challenge tonight so far, as that pitch is in there for strike one. So Patty McCormick so far is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. As Cal Campbell takes his lead. And that one is tapped down the third base line and foul. And that one is inside, and that does not hit McCormick. And it gets by the glove of Tatum, so that will move Cal Campbell up to second base on the wild pitch. So now McCormick has a good chance of giving the Chinooks the lead if he's able to find a hole in the outfield here, as Cal Campbell's got pretty decent speed on the bases. And that one is swung on and tapped into shallow right field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Campbell going to be waved around, and the throw to the plate's going to be off the glove of Skipworth. And so the Chinooks have come roaring back here in the top of the fifth, and they have now taken a 7-6 lead here in the fifth, as the bottom of the order for the Chinooks have come through here and put the Chinooks in the driver's seat in this ball game once again. And that'll bring up Will Batts, who is 2 for 3 so far today. And that one is in there for a called strike. Good pitch there from Ingracia. And quite frankly, I'm a little surprised that he is still in there after giving up 7 runs here in just over 4 innings of work. I am a little bit surprised that he's still out there. But clearly the coach is wanting him to get out of this inning, at the very least. And he's up 0-2 on Will Batts, as McCormick takes off, and that one is slapped down the left field line and foul, back out of play. Man, what a different ball game that tonight has been from the last few, as pretty much the last few games have been pitchers' duels, a couple of which have gone into extras, as McCormick takes off again, and that one's in the dirt. So Patty McCormick will have a stolen base on the ball in the dirt, and Will Batts now has a chance. And look at Patty McCormick, nobody's at third, and he's going to try and take it, but he is out! Patty McCormick trying to take advantage of a little bit of lackluster defense there, but the Bucs were ready and just were barely able to get there in time as McCormick tried to take third, so that will snuff out the rally, and you can see McCormick not happy with that, but certainly I understand the decision. Unfortunately, just didn't work out for the Chinooks. I like the aggressive play, but again, just didn't end up working out. But no worries, as the Chinooks have struck for 3 more in the top of the fifth, and they will turn it over to JoJo Penberthy, who will look to continue his success from his last inning as the Chinooks now lead 7-6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Diego Baquero will lead things off. And that one is ripped down the third base line as Keller's going to cut it off, and Baquero will stop it first. So a good job from Keller to get over there. First pitch swinging from Baquero, and he rips that down the line for a single. And that will bring up Kyson Donahue, who is 1 for 1 with a walk. I apologize. As JoJo Penberthy, once again, looking to just get back in the dugout and keep this momentum going for the Chinooks after a huge top of the fifth. But the Bucs obviously with other plans here, as this is making its way out to be a shootout here at the Mulcahy Stadium. And you'll have to excuse us as there is a fly in here. So if you just hear random bursts of wind in the microphone, that's what you're hearing. And that one move over to first. As Baquero gets back safely. All right, we have gotten rid of the... Dang it, no we haven't. That's... a little sucker flew right back in, and that one is ripped into left field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Bucs here to open up the bottom of the fifth. And my goodness, neither offense willing to give in here. And again, this is shaping up to be one heck of a shootout. And that will bring up Shane Simpson as both bottoms of the lineup absolutely dominating right now. As the 6, 7, and 8 guys for the Bucs have combined already for 5 hits. That one is fouled off. And also, Xavier Pinellas has gotten on base twice. He does not have a hit. He's walked and was hit by a pitch. But certainly the bottom of the lineup for the Bucs has been a problem for the pitching staff of the Chinooks so far. And that is just something that you do not see very often, especially with the top half of the order for the Bucs. Not as dominant so far, as that one is outside. Certainly they've had a few hits, but nothing like what the bottom half of the Bucs have done so far. And that one is just inside. Not a bad pitch from JoJo. As I'm sure he would love to get a ground ball here, maybe get a double play, get some momentum back for the Chinooks. But at the very least, just try his best to hold this lead. And that one is swung on and popped high in the air down the third base line. That's going to get out of play and into the seats. So JoJo looking for a huge out number 1 here into the bottom of the 5th. And that one, he's not going to get it there, as that one is ripped down the right field line. And that's going to be another extra base hit for the Bucs. And they are going to hold Kyson Donahue at third. But that will score another run for the Bucs as they just keep on coming. As an RBI double for Shane Simpson. That's his second RBI double of the day already. And that'll bring up Xavier Pinellas. And that will bring out pitching coach Troy Hervey, as I'm not really sure if there's much that he can do at this point, as the Bucs just continue to wallop the Chinooks pitching staff tonight. As obviously looking to game plan here a little bit. Talk to JoJo, try and calm him down. As quite frankly, it just doesn't seem to matter what you throw these guys. They're just going to find a hole, find an alley. As already 11 hits for the Bucs here, including 5 extra base hits. So certainly they have not missed a lot of bats today, they being the Chinooks. Granted, they being the Bucs as well. Although certainly the Chinooks have not had as much volcano-like contact as the Bucs have had in this one, as their whole second half of the lineup, and pretty much their whole lineup, honestly, as that one is hit way out into center field. And that's going to be caught by Will Batts, and he will fire into third base. But Shane Simpson will get there, but that will bring another run across for the Bucs as Xavier Pinellas with a sacrifice fly. And the Bucs regain their lead as they now lead 8-7.
With 1 on and 1 out, that brings up shortstop number 2, Woody Hayden.
So Woody Hayden now stepping up to the plate. He's 2 for 3, including a 2 RBI triple in his last at-bat. Although certainly not needing a triple here for an RBI. But, you know, he'd love to repeat that swing, as that one is swung on and fouled off to the left. And my goodness, I mean, the Bucs are just really putting it on the Chinooks right now, as you just have not seen this happen to the Chinooks so far this year, as they have very rarely given up 8 runs in general. Never mind 8 runs in the 5th. I mean, that's just something that has not happened so far to the Chinooks, as their pitching staff's ERA coming into this game sat under 3. If that gives you any indication as to how the pitching staff has performed and how much of an outlier this game has been, as that one is hit out to right field, as Colby Ferris will come on and make the catch, and tagging at third, they're going to test it, and a good throw from Ferris, and he is out at home plate. Great throw from Colby Ferris, and so JoJo gets out of it with no further damage done, but the lead has been given up. So the Bucs will take a 8-7 lead into the top of the 6th when we come back.
And we are back here in the top of the 6th inning as Will Batts steps up to bat. And,
There you go.
And now pitching for the Bucs is number 14, Jaden Berkovich. As Will Batts flies one out to deep left field, and it will drift just foul. So a long strike on that one.
Yeah, it certainly looked fair for most of the way. Just barely missed it for Will Batts, and at this point you know he's absolutely looking to drive one as he has been swinging a hot stick at the plate today. 2 for 3 so far.
Absolutely.
Leash is off. You're welcome. Sorry we couldn't stream it for the entire time, but we tried our best, and my computer decided to be a big dumb boy today, so I'm sorry for that. But appreciate your appreciation.
Absolutely. We love the support. So as the count moves to 2-1, pitch misses upstairs and a little bit outside. So Batts gets ahead 3-1 here. A good hitter's count for him as he looks to stay hot. 3-1 pitch is swung on and fouled off into the stands down the third baseline as the count moves full now.
Another good at-bat for the Chinooks here, and as I said earlier in the broadcast, the offense has had to pick up the slack in this one to try and keep the winning streak alive, and certainly they have been up to the task so far.
That one is driven deep into left field, and this one might get down, and it does. It bounces over by the bullpen, and Will Batts is rounding second, and he's heading to third. And he will be in there as the ball bounces past the third baseman, and that is a triple for Will Batts.
Cannot understate how big that at-bat was right there. Huge swing from Will Batts, just narrowly missed extra bases in his first swing of the at-bat. Just a little bit foul, straightened it out just enough there to sneak it fair. And with Will Batts' speed, that looked like a triple out of the box. And he's got it, and now the Chinooks are in great position to tie this ball game.
Absolutely. So now steps in John Mark Mullins, one of the most consistent hitters on the Chinooks so far this year. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Will Batts flipping around to the left-handed batter's box here. Obviously a switch hitter. Maybe not obvious for those of you who are new, but for those of you who have been on the stream since the beginning, know that John Mark is a switch hitter.
So that one is flown high
That'll
in
do
center
it.
field, but right to the center fielder, and Will Batts is tagging. The throw to the plate is going to be close, and he beats it out, so the score is tied once again. And just like we've seen all day, when the Chinooks get down, they battle right back. As a huge triple there, and then the sac fly from John Mark Mullins ties the ball game once again for the Chinooks.
And man, I keep telling you, these offenses just keep on coming. We're in for a shootout here today, folks. So I hope you guys got your popcorn, as this is going to be one exciting movie to watch.
Absolutely. So now Joe Brazil steps up to the plate and takes the first pitch just inside for ball 1.
Yeah, you haven't seen Joe Brazil swing a bat with nobody on base in quite a while. So we'll certainly see how he responds to that. Oof, what a curveball.
As that one is swung on and missed. A nice breaking ball from Berkovich there to even the count at 1-1.
And Joe Brazil does have a couple of home runs on the season, so that's a watch. Woo, that one's murdered.
Driven into deep left center field, and it's by the center fielder, and he bobbles it. Joe Brazil decides to stop at second, but a huge double from Brazil there. As the bats just keep pounding for the Chinooks.
Man, let me tell you, I don't know what both of these teams ate for breakfast today before they got to the field, but whatever it is, they are eating it again tomorrow.
They certainly both ate their Wheaties this morning.
They certainly did. A couple of pancakes, maybe some creatine, whatever they ate. I don't know what it is, but they are eating it again tomorrow, as both offenses have just looked utterly dominant in this one. I mean, goodness, these are two really good pitching teams as well. So this is certainly strange, but exciting to see.
So that brings up Hayden Keller now, as he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So with only one out here, Hayden Keller will look to keep the offense going for the Chinooks with a runner in scoring position still. The 1-0 pitch from Berkovich swung on, and that is through the 4-hole, and Joe Brazil is rounding third, heading for home. The throw is cut off by the Skipworth, the first baseman, and Joe Brazil scores, giving the Chinooks the lead once again in this one.
Man, this game has just been a seesaw so far today. The Bucs get the lead, and the Chinooks get the lead, and the Bucs get the lead, and the Chinooks get the lead. Unbelievable. You almost hate to see the fact that we're here at Mulcahy, because the Bucs might have the last chance, and who knows what's going to happen. But my goodness, what a game that this has been so far.
It's been fun to watch. So that brings up Colby Ferris now, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1.
All right, folks, there's one less fly in the world. Got rid of it. Yeah, Colby Ferris started a pretty big rally in the 5th inning with a big single on 2 strikes. You know, he'd love to stay hot here.
So it's driven into deep left field, and it gets over the head of the left fielder and bounces off the wall. Hayden Keller is coming for... Oh, no, Coach Groth stops him.
Oh, man. I think, you know what? I think that's a good move by Groth. As much as we all would have loved to see that play at the plate, I think at this point the offense has been so hot that I think you don't take that chance, especially with a close game like this. And I'd be surprised if Berkovich is still in this game after this mound visit.
Absolutely.
As the pitching coach just waved off his catcher.
Yeah, the Bucs.
Oh, man. He is right in his face. That is a little bit frightening. Obviously, as a former pitcher myself, I know what that's like. He is probably not saying a lot of nice things to him there.
Yeah, probably saying something along the lines of need to get your act together a little bit here, as he's been struggling as he came into this game here. But there's only so much you can do when the Chinook bats are this hot.
Absolutely, and it goes the other way too. There's only so much the Chinooks can do when the Bucs bats are this hot.
Absolutely.
But right now, the Chinooks are climbing the mountain here and have a chance to really open this thing up.
So that one is fouled off the leg of Matt Magno now, as he winces and now walks it off. But he looks to be all right. So off of that towering double from Colby Ferris, Matt Magno is now up to the plate and looking to bring in some more runs, as they have 2 more in scoring position here. That pitch is inside as Magno dances out of the way, and the count is even at 1-1.
Yeah, I know everybody always jokes like, oh, come on, Ware, it's only an off-speed pitch. But, you know, if you don't read that right out of the hand and you got a guy throwing as hard as Berkovich is, you just do not want to get hit in the face with a fastball right up at your chin. So, certainly I do understand getting out of the way there.
That one is tapped over to the second baseman. It'll at least bring a run in. And
wow,
what a play from the second baseman, Xavier Pinellas, to get the out. But Magno is able to bring in a run, so the Chinooks will extend their lead.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice play from Pinellas, and I absolutely love the penguin slide right there coming off the mound. Obviously, you can actually see him mimicking that he tripped. But certainly a great play from Pinellas. Probably saved at least 1 run. But a good job from Magno there. Did his job pretty well right there.
Absolutely. So that brings up Josh Scheck as he takes that ball in the dirt for ball number 1.
Yeah, Josh has really struggled so far tonight. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, but one swing of the bat and an RBI single right here would certainly do him some good.
Absolutely. And that one is in the dirt as well, so the count moves to 2-0. So a good hitter's count for Josh Scheck here, with a runner in scoring position. That runner being Colby Ferris on third.
Yeah, and this right here is a situation of not knowing the scouting report. Scheck has struggled with fastballs all night,
So that
and
one
he finally
is
gets one.
dribbled over to the first baseman, Skipworth, and he makes the play to end the inning.
Yeah,
But
and I was gonna say they threw him 2 straight off speed, and he got 2-0 in the count. He struggled against fastballs all night. Finally gave him one, and you see what the result was.
absolutely. But that will end the inning, but not before the Chinooks are able to retake the lead as they score 3 here in the top of the 6th and take a 10-8 lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning.
First up for the Bucs in the 6th inning, left fielder number 24, Jack Maxwell.
And we are back here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Nate Hemrick is now pitching for the Chinooks. The big righty comes in at 6'4" and 200 pounds out of Earlham College, and he's been good for the Chinooks so far this year. As that first pitch is in there for a called strike. So Nate Hemrick getting ahead early here. As the 0-1 is low, evening the count at 1-1. So batting for the Bucs right now is number 24, Jack Maxtoff. He's 0 for 3 on the day, with 2 ground outs and a pop out, as that pitch is outside for ball 2. So one of the rare bats for the Bucs today without a hit. But that's not to say that he hasn't made good contact nevertheless. It's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. So the count moves even once again at 2-2 for Nate Hemrick. 2-2 pitch. Outside for ball 3, so the count moves full for Nate Hemrick here, as he looks to settle in here in the bottom of the 6th. So the 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled fairly deep down the left field line, but well out of play over by the Bucs bullpen. So the count remains full. To Mactoff here. As Nate Hemrick looks to continue the Chinooks momentum that they built at the top of this inning here, as that one is fouled straight towards the Bucs dugout there, as the count remains full. So a good battle here by Mactoff, making Hemrick work a little bit as the count is full. As Hemrick is throwing the 8th pitch of the at-bat now. And it is swung on and missed. So a great start from Nate Hemrick there. The bottom of the 6th inning here with a big swing strikeout. That has been it's been a rarity for the Bucs tonight. Their offense has been hot, but it's a good sign from Hemrick there as he starts off with a battle there, but he wins it. And so that brings up number 13, Cole Carrig, the left fielder for the Bucs. So that one is swung on and driven deep into left field, but Hayden Keller settles under it for the second out of the inning.
Nobody on and 2 outs. That brings up first baseman number 26, Jake Skipworth.
So that brings up the first baseman, Jake Skipworth here, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single, a strikeout, and a fly out. So a foul out, as that pitch is in there for a called strike, as Hemrick gets ahead early here once again. That breaking pitch is in the dirt for ball 1, and the count is even at 1-1 now. So Hemrick working quickly here, looking to get a quick inning and get his offense back out there. So that one is driven deep into right center field, and it is down, and that'll be extra bases for Skipworth as Will Batts fires it in, and Skipworth is in with a stand-up double. So the inning stays alive for the Bucs.
Runner on second and 2 outs. That brings up catcher number 18, Dylan Tatum.
That wasn't even a bad pitch. So that brings up the catcher, number 18, Dylan Tatum, who is 0 for 3 on the night, which, as I have said, is a rarity not to have a hit for this Bucs offense. So the first pitch from Hemrick is strike 1. And Hemrick is doing a good job of getting ahead early on batters here, which from the meetings we've had with Coach Hervey and some of the other pitchers has been one of the big goals for the Chinooks pitching staff this year. They're looking to get ahead early on batters, and then they're able to work around them a little bit and do some ground balls and strikeouts and the such. As that one misses low for ball 1 as the count moves even at 1-1. So the 1-1 offering from Hemrick fires in there, and it is in the dirt. A good stop from Magno there as it skips away just a little bit, but Skipworth will stay at second as the count moves to 2-1. So with 2 outs here, Dylan Tatum with an RBI opportunity for the Bucs, but Nate Hemrick has looked good so far in the bottom of the 6th here. The 2-1 pitch tapped into right field, but right to Colby Ferris as he is there to make the catch and retire the side for the Bucs as The 2-out double from Skipworth ends up with no runs for the Bucs here. So the Chinooks are able to hang on to their lead, and they'll look to build on it here going into the top of the 7th inning. And we are back in the top of the 7th here as Cal Campbell steps up to the plate. As that one is in there for a called strike from the new pitcher for the Bucs, and that is Kalena Sauer. So their third pitcher of the day. As that pitch misses just low for ball 1, and the count moves even to 1-1 to Cal Campbell here. So Cal Campbell looking to stay hot over the weekend. He has a few big games, and tonight he's 1 for 3. As that one is grounded to the shortstop, and he fires over for the out for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, certainly a bit of a tougher night for Cal Campbell tonight than he has had over the last few games. But obviously, that RBI single in the fifth inning was certainly huge for the Chinooks. As in a shootout like this, in a close ball game, every run counts. Every run matters.
Absolutely. So Patty McCormick squares to bunt, and it's in there for called strike 1. As he pulls back, but it's still in there for strike. So McCormick down 0-1 here.
Yeah, he might have to try and bunt again. That third baseman is playing way back, and with McCormick's speed, it might work out, but he's not going to bunt here.
As that one catches the outside corner, just barely for called strike 2. So Patty McCormick down 0-2 quickly here, with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch is way outside. And it gets by the catcher. And the count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, Patty McCormick with a huge RBI single of his own. I ended up trying to be a little bit too aggressive on the base paths, ended that inning, but certainly without McCormick tonight, I believe the game would be tied. So certainly a huge at-bat for him in that one, and he'd love to get something going here.
Certainly, as the count now moves to 2-2 here. So the 2-2 offering from Sauer is swung on and missed by McCormick, so he goes down for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Sauer has looked really good in his first couple of at-bats, certainly going right after this lineup. No fear, despite the fact that the Chinooks have really hit the ball well tonight. And Will Batts right at the center of it with 3 hits of his own, but Sauer has gone right after these hitters, and it has worked out so far.
Certainly. As that pitch is inside for ball 1 to Will Batts, who in his last at-bat had a potential triple drift just foul, and then right after that rip a triple down the third baseline, so he's looking to stay hot here. As that one is swung on and tipped into the catcher's glove, but he drops it. However, that is strike 1.
Yeah, Will Batts has certainly lived up to that last name he's got. Certainly swung it really well tonight, and the Chinooks have needed every bit of it, as the Bucs have almost matched their offensive output in this one.
Absolutely. So the count moves to 2-1 here. Good hitters count for Batts.
Yeah, this is one of those nights where it is not fun to be either pitching coach. It's just a tough day at the ballpark for both pitching staffs.
Absolutely, as that's fouled down the third base line and out of play for strike 2 on Batts. This count moves to 2-2. So Batts looking to get things going here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th here. So that one is ripped into right field, and it gets by the right fielder and rolls all the way to the wall, and he's looking for extra bases. And he will come into second with a stand-up double, so Will Batts stays hot with his 4th hit of the day.
Guys, I haven't seen this many extra base hits in quite a while. What a performance by both offenses. But Will Batts, 4 hits tonight, 3/4 of the way to the cycle, but he needs arguably the most difficult one in the home run. Obviously, at a big field like this, a triple is a little bit easier. But home run is all he needs, and man, what a game from Will Batts, and now John Mark will hope to get him in.
Absolutely, an RBI chance for John Mark Mullins. As he steps into the lefty's batter's box. And that first pitch misses just outside for ball 1.
Yeah, this would definitely be a huge insurance run, especially considering the Bucs have had their way on offense as well tonight. So certainly you want to have as many cushion runs as you can.
Absolutely. So that one is hit down the third base line, and the third baseman...
It's dropped.
And the throw... The throw from Kyson
Donahue.
Kyson Donahue is a bit low. Certainly playable for Skipworth there, but Skipworth drops it. And so John Mark Mullins will reach on the error, and Will Batts moves over to third. So the inning stays alive for the Chinooks as Joe Brazil steps up to the plate.
Mama, here comes that man again. Joe Brazil has been in this situation quite a bit the last few games, and he's come through more than he hasn't.
Absolutely. He's 2 for 4 on the night with a single and a double. So he'll look to bring in Will Batts here. Extend the Chinooks lead as that one swung on and missed.
Yeah, Brazil down 0-2, but he has come through on 2-strike counts multiple times in this scenario. So just because he's down 0-2 does not mean he is out by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely. It takes 3 to get a batter out, so till then there's always a fighting chance. So Mullins takes off. The throw from the catcher is not in time, so Mullins snags second. And now there are 2 runners in scoring position for Joe Brazil here.
Yeah, Will Batts showing off his speed there. John Mark showing off his speed there. Got a little ahead of myself. I was going to say Will Batts. I could tell he really wanted to go on that throw, but did not. As certainly they want to trust Joe to get them in here.
It's the 1-2 pitch. He is outside for ball 2.
That's a great pitch there by Sauer. As you could tell from the moment that left the hand, Joe Brazil wanted to swing at that, but good take from Joe, able to lay off.
Absolutely. So the 2-2 pitch from Sauer. It catches the outside corner.
Oh, man.
For strike 3, so the side is retired without any runs scored for the Chinooks. And they'll look to hold this lead in the bottom of the 7th inning here. And we are back here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Nate Hemrick is still out there for the Chinooks. Looking to continue that quick inning he had in the 6th. As Diego Vacquiero steps up for the Bucs now. The designated hitter, as that one is in for called strike 1. As Hemrick continues to just pound the strike zone and get ahead early on these Bucs batters who've been so hot all day. So that one is a nice breaking ball downstairs and a swinging strike for strike number 2.
I'll tell you, I've alluded to this multiple times over the last month and a half or so. Nate coming back from labrum surgery, and he certainly has shown no ill effects all year. He's looked great.
Absolutely. So the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, not a bad 0-2 pitch there, especially after Vaquero went fishing on the last one. So certainly you want to throw your best pitch on an 0-2 count and do your best to not put it in the strike zone. And so definitely a good execution there, just didn't get the swing.
Absolutely. So the 1-2 pitch is outside for ball number 2. So the count is even at 2-2 now to Vaquero. As Hemrick comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. So just like the sixth, Hemrick starts off the seventh with a swinging strikeout for the first out of the inning.
And it seems like Hemrick and Sauer have broken the matrix a little bit here. Both guys looking pretty good here. Obviously, haven't broken it completely. They've both given up extra base hits, but have yet to give up a run, either of them. So certainly they seem to be faring a little bit better than their counterparts have.
Absolutely. These last two innings almost feel like a different ball game here.
Certainly.
As that pitch just misses for ball one to Kyson Donahue. And that pitch is just a bit outside for ball two.
Yeah, and one thing that doesn't get talked about enough, I think, in games like this is the fatigue of your fielders. Sitting out there for a really long time, especially your outfielders that have been having to chase balls all day, and this is for both sides, and the fatigue of your catcher. I mean, your catcher's having to sit out there and squat and, do all these different things for, twice as long per inning, basically, as what you usually would. So fatigue for your fielders is certainly something to watch. Obviously, at this level, guys are in such good shape, it doesn't matter nearly as much, but certainly something to watch anyway.
Absolutely. So 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike as Hemrick looks to work back in this at-bat after getting down 3-0 here.
Yeah, Kylan Donahue, not really super familiar with him before today's game, but he has certainly shown who he is. He has hit the ball very, very well today.
And a called strike too, so after getting down 3-0, Hemrick is battling back here to the hottest hitter on the Bucs tonight. So that one is tapped foul down the third base line and drifts just out of play as McCormick slides into the fence there trying to make the play, and the fence just slides open after that one.
The fence has just said, "No, Patty, come back."
So the umpire goes over there and locks the fence there.
Yeah, to put into perspective, Hemrick has 2 strikeouts in his 1 1/3 innings of work. The Bucs lineup only struck out once before that, so certainly Hemrick has done very well so far.
Absolutely. So that one is grounded over to Campbell. He sets his feet and makes the throw for the second out of the inning.
I tell you what, no matter what level you are at, the inside fastball with 2 strikes is one of the hardest pitches to get your bat around on because pretty much you can expect any pitch. You're looking off speed, fastball up, fastball out. It's so tough unless you're looking for it to adjust a fastball in with 2 strikes. Perfect pitch there as Hemrick got that just on the inside corner and got the rollover.
Absolutely. So that brings up Shane Simpson, the right fielder, who's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 doubles and only 1 run scored because in the bottom of the 5th he was gunned out by Colby Ferris. And that one looks like another extra base hit for Simpson as he rounds first. He's going to second, and he is in with another double, his 3rd double of the night. So
I will love to count up how many doubles there have been for both sides today, but my goodness, that's 3 doubles just for Simpson so far today. And honestly, it doesn't seem to really matter what you throw him, as his only out on the day was a line out. So honestly, no matter what you throw him, he is absolutely mashing the baseball right now. So if he comes up late in the game, I might just walk him at this point. He is really seeing the ball well.
Yeah, he's seeing it well and getting the bat on the ball well, certainly. So that brings up Xavier Pinellas, the second baseman here, with 2 outs.
Yeah, very frustrating for pitchers too, as Simpson's in the 8 hole, and so most of the time, by the time you get to that spot in the lineup, you're thinking, all right, just throw some strikes, maybe get him out on off speed because they're not as advanced of a hitter. But when your 8 hole hitter is 3 for 4 with 3 doubles and a couple runs scored, a couple RBIs, that just gets really frustrating. Arguably a little bit more frustrating than when your power guys are doing that to you because you kind of expect that a little bit, but when the 8 hole guy is hitting you as hard as he is, it can get really frustrating.
Absolutely. So count 1-1 to Pinellas here. The recent Gonzaga transfer. So that one is swung on and missed. So Hemrick gets ahead here in the count 1-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Pinellas has been one of the guys that has not really looked as good. He's gotten on base twice with a couple of walks, but other than that, has not put the bat on the ball as well as his counterparts have. Although maybe I'll be eating my tongue here.
He drives one out, but Keller settles under it for the 3rd out of the inning. So Hemrick once again giving up the 2-out double, but not allowing any runs. So the Chinooks maintain their 10-8 lead going into the 8th inning here.
All right, guys. So we're back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network on YouTube, as Hayden Keller will lead things off for the Chinooks. And we'll take a big swing at that one, but will not come up with it as the count moves to 0-1. So, an absolute F5 tornado of a baseball game today, as there have just been so many extra base hits in this one. I'm going to love counting those up at the end and telling you guys how many extra base hits there were in this game. We're not even done yet, so.
Certainly, but it's almost felt like 2 different ball games, where the first 5 innings, offense couldn't be stopped, and then since then, no runs scored for either team. So the bullpen doing their job in a way.
Absolutely, and that shows you how important relief pitchers are, as that one is hit foul and off to the left. So, Aaron, thank you for hopping on and doing some play-by-play over the last couple of days. And the reason I say that is because, Aaron, you're going to be hearing a lot more of him in the next few days because, again, I said I would remind you guys of this fact as time went on, but today is my last day doing the streams for a little while. I will be coming back in a week or so, but for right now, I will not be on the entire Kenai trip. I will be going to my best friend's wedding in Knoxville, Tennessee. So Aaron will be your play-by-play man for the next handful of games, so please be nice to him. appreciate what he does because obviously I know you guys, other than the last few days, don't hear a lot from him, but he does a lot for you guys. He's always in here making sure I don't go crazy. As that one is swung on and missed, and a good pitch there from Sauer as Keller strikes out swinging for the first out. So he does a lot for you guys. He tries his best to, implement things that you guys say, fix the problems that you guys point out. He's really the number one head honcho in here. I know I get to do all the talking and take a lot of the credit, but really he's the guy that's doing most of the work. So be thankful for him, and you're going to hear a lot from him as Colby Ferris drives that one to deep left field, and Colby Ferris has gone deep. Colby Ferris with a solo home run, his second of the season, and the Chinooks lead is now expanded to 11-8. Big swing on a hanging curveball there, and Colby Ferris has gone deep for his second of the year, and the Chinooks lead 11-8.
Yeah, Ferris just put that one in the football field over there. He absolutely mashed that one.
And the last time that Colby went deep, I felt that my call was a little bit subpar. But guys, girls, I think I nailed that one. Just gonna point that out. You guys be the judge of that, I guess. But I think that one was much, much better. As Matt Magno will step up to the plate and take ball one in the dirt.
Absolutely. You could tell off the bat that one was way out of here.
Yeah, certainly did not miss any stitch of that. Looked like we were in Colorado for that one, for the home run derby, which, by the way, for those of you who missed it, Pete Alonso defended his crown and became the home run derby champion for 2021. Shohei Ohtani, who was the number one seed, and the main guy everybody wanted to see, was bounced in the first round by Juan Soto, who, if anybody was here for the stream where I talked a lot about Juan Soto, he just keeps proving me right, guys. He's an absolute freak. But that one is ripped up the middle and snagged on a hop, and wow, a big hesitation there. Might have had a chance if he didn't hesitate, but Haydeen could not get that going, and so Matt Magno with his second infield single of the day, his third hit overall, and my goodness, the amount of hits that have occurred in this game, I don't want to know at this point. I haven't been keeping track of the number, but it is well over 20, probably well over 25, probably close to 30, and I'm getting mouthed by one of our partners over here. 28 hits on the day. That is a lot, in case you're wondering. Too many, if you ask me, as a pitcher. Too many hits. I don't like that at all. But certainly the Chinooks offense has come to play today, and they've needed it, as the Bucs have also, their offense has come to play today. One guy that has struggled for the Chinooks is Josh Scheck, who's at the plate right now. He's 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. I do believe he is one of only a couple of guys to not get in the hit column today for both teams. He's one of only 3. So certainly he has struggled, but he's up in the count here. Man, what a hit by Colby Ferris. That ball was absolutely crushed.
Yeah, like I said, right off the bat, you just knew. I could hear it in your voice. You knew it was well gone.
And that one's hit to fairly deep left field, but it looks like the left fielder's going to run that one down and make the catch in the corner for out number 2. So Scheck's struggles continue here, as he was 0 for in his last ball game, and tonight he's 0 for 5. So certainly he has had a rough couple of games. But that'll bring up Cal Campbell, who's 1 for 4 with a run scored tonight, and he's had a really nice few games. And certainly has earned his spot in the lineup, as he actually batted second yesterday. I believe that was yesterday. And he certainly earned his way up the ladder there. But batting 8th again tonight, as that one is outside for ball 1. So Magno takes his lead off of first. And that one is popped high in the air, but perhaps playable for Tatum. And Tatum will make the catch on the net. Good play from him. And that will be the end of the inning. So
One run on 2 hits.
Cal Campbell pops out to end the inning, and we will head to the bottom of the 8th with the Chinooks now leading 11-8 on the big home run by Colby Ferris. And so we will head there when we come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network as Woody Haydeen will lead things off against Hannes Kindreich, who is making, I believe, his 12th appearance of the season, so he has certainly been out there quite a bit.
One step closer to his goal of setting that Chinooks record of most appearances in one season.
Absolutely. He's got some work to do, though, as I do believe it's 19, and we are well over halfway through the season. So he's going to really have to put in some work over these next few days. But luckily for him, he's coming in a pretty short outing today, probably, unless they give him the 9th. So he'll probably be ready to roll tomorrow, if not the next day, as that one comes in and hits Woody Haydeen, so he will get on to lead things off. And that's the 3rd time he's reached base tonight. And one of the guys who has not reached base thus far for the Bucs has been Jack Mactoff. He's batting the 2-hole tonight, but he has struggled. He is grounded out to second base twice. He has struck out, and he has fouled out to Patty McCormick over at third base. So certainly he has struggled, and Kindreich would love another ground ball to second here, as put in a good position for a double play, and that one's just outside for ball 1. So the Chinooks trying to hang on to a 3-run lead here, and that lead is up to 3 now on the solo home run in the last half inning by Colby Ferris. That is his 2nd of the season, and certainly you knew it right away that was gone. It was definitely a no-doubter. So yeah, definitely a big swing from Ferris there. Give the Chinooks a little bit more of a cushion, which is always good. As that one is swung on and missed. Good pitch from Kindreich. Couldn't exactly tell what that pitch was. Looked like a cutter or a slider. But either way, good pitch in on the hands of Mactoff, and he swings through it for strike 2. And I'm not really sure what's going on there. Now he gets in the box. Kendrick was like looking around like, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. But either way, count sits at 1-2 to Machtoff. And he swings and fouls that one off. Straight behind home plate. So the count remains at 1-2. So the story of the game today have been the extra base hits. Both teams have really swung the bat well, and more extra base hits in this one than I think some people might have the entire year. And that one is in there for a called strike 3 as Machtoff goes down looking for the first out of the inning. That's his second time going down on strikes today. And he has really struggled at the dish tonight, 0 for 5. And barring, again, catastrophe, may not have another chance in this ball game. But certainly it is possible if the Bucs end up sparking some kind of rally in either this inning or the next. But with one out, that'll bring up Cole Carrick. Started the game off with 2 hits. Since then, he has flown out twice, as that one is fouled off. So once again, we would like to reach out our congratulations to Ernie Yake. He was drafted in the 10th round of the MLB draft just earlier today, or yesterday if you are on the East Coast. So congratulations to him and his family. He was drafted by the Twins. And according to one of our partners over here, 13 extra base hits combined today. I really wonder if the Chinooks had 13 extra base hits going into today. Probably, but it might not be much more, as 13 extra base hits. Now, obviously, the Chinooks are not responsible for all 13, but that is a lot of extra base hits in one day. And certainly it has been an eruption for both offenses today, and it has been necessary for both sides. As if one team really did not have it, this would have been a blowout. But instead, we get a really, really awesome shootout here in this one. So that one was up and into Cole Carrick. So Carrick has battled back in this at-bat here, putting up a good fight against Kindreich. And again, Kindreich would love to get a ground ball and have a chance to get out of this inning with a double play here. And the payoff to Carrick is swung on and drilled deep into right center field. That ball has a chance, but Will Batts will settle under it and make the catch. And it looks like, oh man, and it looks like Hayden didn't know how many outs there were. He thought there were 2 outs, and so the Chinooks will get a easy double play there. And he's just staring at his coach like, what happened? I thought there were 2 outs. And there were not. There was only 1 out. And man, you know, I have been there, but that is a crushing play for Woody Hayden, an embarrassing one too. So our hearts go out to him, as I've certainly been there. I've been embarrassed like that and forgotten how many outs there were and made a dumb play like that. So it happens. But we will head to the top of the 9th inning with the Chinooks leading 11-8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Patty McCormick leads things off once again for the Chinooks. He is 1 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored as well as a stolen base. So he's had a pretty good day at the plate, as have most of the Chinook batters today. And quite frankly, as have most of every batter for both teams today. Very few guys have struggled at the dish today. As evidenced by the over 25 hits, as that one is ripped out into left field, but unfortunately right to Jack Mactoff in left field. So that will be the first out of the inning. Good swing there for McCormick, just a little bit of bad luck. It hung up too long. A guy who has not really needed a lot of luck today has been Will Batts. He is 4 for 5, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, a double, and a triple. So a home run shy of the cycle, and I'm sure he knows it, as he, I'm sure, will look to drive one here. But I'm sure the Chinooks would simply just take another guy on base at this point, try and add to their lead, as they lead 11-8 here in the top of the 9th. And that one is about a 50-foot breaking ball there. At least I assume it was a breaking ball. Hard to tell from up here. So the count is 1-1 to Will Batts. And the 1-1. Ooh, just downstairs. Not a bad pitch there from Reelfs. Excuse me. So Alex Reelfs, I don't think I actually announced him in the game. Alex Reelfs in the game for the Bucs. I do apologize if I didn't announce him before. And that one is fouled off. So the count now moves to, I believe, 2-2 now, as the leadoff hitter for the Chinooks will look to do some more damage and add on to his fantastic ball game, and that one is swung on and fouled off down the left field line. So again, Will Batts 4 for 5 today. Started this game off with a 3-pitch strikeout, but you wouldn't know it by looking at the rest of his line, as he is now added on 4 consecutive hits. So we will see 2-2, and that one is swung on and missed. And so Will Batts will strike out here for the second out of the inning. And now John Mark Mullins will step up to the plate, as Alex Reels will look for a rare 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks tonight, as they have not had one since their first inning. So certainly has been a rarity on both sides tonight. And the first pitch to Mullins bounces up to the plate for ball 1. And the next pitch to Mullins is swung on and fouled off down the first base line. So Mullins tonight is 1 for 5, or actually 1 for 4, because he had a sacrifice fly. So he is 1 for 4 with a walk, although he has reached 3 times, because he reached on an error in the 7th inning, and that one also bounces up to the plate. So Mullins now ahead in the count here, looking to keep the inning alive now for the Chinooks. And that one is swung on and drilled deep into the right center gap. Going back to the wall, and that one's going to one-hop the wall. John Mark Mullins will coast into second with another extra base hit. This time for John Mark Mullins with 2 outs here, and the Chinooks have another runner in scoring position here in the top of the 9th. And that will bring up Hayden Keller, who is 2 for 5. He is a pair of strikeouts, but also a pair of singles and a line out. Oh, excuse me. Joe Brazil batting next. I apologize. I just completely skipped over Joe. My apologies, Joe. So he is also 2 for 5 tonight, although his lines looked a little different. He did strike out in his last at-bat. but he has an RBI single and an RBI double in this one. So certainly has had a good day at the plate and would love another RBI here. Has come up in a few RBI spots tonight, although he's had mixed results. That one is a big swing from Brazil. Didn't connect for strike one. And I'm not going to lie, Aaron, off the bat, I thought that one might have been gone for John Mark.
Yeah, it was a towering fly ball into the right center gap, and definitely had a shot, but just a bit short as it one hopped the wall. But you have to say, if he would have pulled that right down the line, I think it would have been out of here.
I certainly agree, but Joe Brazil now down 0-2 after two big swings, didn't connect on either of them, and so now he finds himself once again down 0-2. Seems to be a pattern for Joe Brazil, but it has worked out for him. For the most part, anyway. Certainly hasn't worked out for him at times, but that happens. And he swings and misses at that one. So he goes down swinging for out number 3. So nothing comes as a 2-out double for John Mark Mullins. But the Chinooks will head to the bottom of the 9th, nursing a 3-run lead as they lead 11-8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Jake Skipworth will swing and miss at that one for strike one as Hannes Kindreich is tasked with finishing off this ball game. And, man, what a ball game it has been as that one is fouled off. So Skipworth down 0-2. So I believe the count sits at 14. Extra base hits for both sides today, if that gives you any indication as to how many or what kind of game we've had. It's been a lot of hard hit balls in this one. Although a little bit less so late in this one as that's tapped out to John Mark, and he throws it, and it's high, and a rare error from the steady-handed John Mark Mullins, as even the 6'5" Josh Scheck could not track that one down. So Jake Skipworth will reach on a rare error from John Mark Mullins, and I do believe that's his first error of the season. And it was bound to happen eventually, but certainly if you're going to choose when to make the error, you don't want to make it in the bottom of the 9th in a close game. But no harm, no foul as of yet, as that will bring up Dylan Tatum, one of the few guys in the Bucs lineup to not come through at the plate yet today, as he is 0 for 4 so far. And again, you know, Kindreich would love to repeat that last at-bat and get another ground ball. And a chance for a double play, as that one swung on and missed, especially when the catcher is up. As obviously it's not true of all catchers, but most catchers do not really have plus speed. So certainly he would love to get a ground ball here. that one is also swung on and missed. Kindreich abusing that outside corner, and Tatum is certainly struggling with that pitch right now as the count sits at 1-2. And the 1-2 is outside, so good take from Tatum, adjusting from the last couple of pitches that he swung at. And the count now moves even. And that curveball is about a 55-footer there. And that bounces in for ball 3. So now the count sits at 3-2, and Kindreich does not want to bring the tying run to the plate, especially in a game like this, and especially going against the bottom half of the lineup, which is something you don't say very often, to be fair and to be frank, but it has been the case tonight, as the bottom of the Bucs lineup has been absolutely torrid tonight. So certainly, Kindreich would love to have as few guys on base as possible when he gets to the bottom of the lineup, and that one is upstairs. So a walk here, and so that will bring the tying run to the plate for Diego Baquero, who is 2 for 4 so far tonight with a double and a single and a couple of runs. As Magno will have a conversation with Kindreich. So Baquero did go down on strikes in his last plate appearance. But whenever you're going against the bottom of this lineup tonight, it is going to be choppy waters, because they have really hit the ball well all night. And so certainly you do not want to have the tying run come up to the plate. But that's the situation that Kindreich has found himself in now, so he's going to have to figure out a way to get through this. In the bottom of the 9th, although no damage done as of yet. And the first pitch to Baquero is upstairs. So Kindreich struggling a little bit here with his control. Kindreich has been one of the better and more consistent relievers for the Chinooks all season long, which is why he has had so many appearances, and that one misses. So 2-0 to Baquero here. And that will prompt a visit from Troy Hervey. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're telling Hannes that this might be his last batter if he doesn't figure it out. In a close game like this, as much as the Chinooks I know want to save as much pitching as they can for the long stretch at Kenai, you simply have to win this ball game. So if you have to use somebody that you might not want to and not have them available for tomorrow, that's just what you have to do sometimes. But Kindreich does not want to let that happen, so I'm sure he will do his best to figure things out here.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's anything too urgent going on in the bullpen right now, but Josh Harrell does appear to be warming.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And again, nothing too monumental has happened yet. Hannes Kindreich is one ground ball away from shifting all the momentum in this inning. So certainly nothing too crazy, but when Baquero is swinging as hard as he did right there, it could be tough sledding if he connects. As that was a big swing from Baquero, but he did not connect, so the count moves to 2-1. So Kindreich needs to tread lightly here, as Baquero is definitely not looking to poke one into right field. As evidenced by that pitch that was outside, and another huge swing from Baquero that he didn't connect with. And now, after falling behind 2-0, Kindreich has battled back in the count and now sits at 2-2. And, he would love a huge strikeout here, but certainly he'll just take an out any way he can get it. And the 2-2 is swung on and popped high in the air along the infield as Josh Scheck will backpedal over it and jump and make the catch. And, man, that was a tough-looking play as Scheck does track it down, though, in foul territory for out number 1.
Yeah, he got me a little nervous on that one. He kind of drifted off to his right just a little bit at the last minute, and then a little jump just to make the play, but nevertheless, that is the first out of the inning.
Sir, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I answered the question a couple of times so far in this one. You asked if there was anybody in the ABL that got drafted. In the second inning of today, I answered that Ernie Yake has been drafted. And then I said that again, I think in the 7th or 8th inning. So no reason to sign off or anything. You're not bothering anybody. So yeah, no reason to sign off. There's no reason. You're not bothering anybody. Don't worry about it. I apologize for making you feel that way, I guess. Don't really remember what I said, if I said anything to that light. But if I did say something that bothered you, I apologize. If I said something that made you feel that way, I apologize to you. Certainly don't ever want anybody to feel that way. But yeah, so Ernie Yake got drafted today. So that one is upstairs. So Kyson Donahue with a walk here. So that will now load the bases. So now the go-ahead run will come to the plate, as that might be it for Hannes Kindreich. And Hervey has not given the signal.
Looks like Josh Harrell's making the jog out, though, from the bullpen, so Hannes' day might be done. So it looks like they'll turn to Josh Harrell here to get the final 2 outs of the inning, and that really seems to be his role as of late. He's become the closer of the last week or two here for the Chinooks. After a few guys have kind of filled that role for the Chinooks, it's been not a consistent closer necessarily all year for the Chinooks, but nevertheless, the combined effort has seemed to get the job done. So we'll see what Josh can do here.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh has definitely molded himself into a 9th inning guy. Definitely at least a late game guy. Although occasionally we've seen him in different roles, but pretty much since day one, this has been his niche. On the team. So Harrell will look to get the last couple of outs, as he was tasked to do yesterday in the ball game against the Pilots. But I feel like this one might be a little bit more difficult, if just for the fact that the Bucs lineup has absolutely slaughtered the baseball tonight. And now bases loaded and just 1 out in an 11-8 ball game, as this could go off the rails rather quickly. So Harrell will look to pound the zone, get somebody out here, and get this ball game home for the Chinooks.
Number 23 right fielder Shane Simpson.
And certainly they would love that, as they're able to pull this one off. They will move to Kenai, winners of 6 straight ball games, and playing the best baseball of the season for them. But they have to get through the Bucs tonight first, as the first pitch is inside and downstairs for ball 1. So certainly not a great start, as Shane Simpson, who has really tattooed the baseball tonight, he has 3 doubles so far today. And another one here would really, really do some damage, as that one's also inside. So Harrell down 2-0 here, and certainly you don't want to be walking guys. I know Shane Simpson has really hit the ball well tonight, but at this point, with the bases loaded and in such a close ball game, you just have to go after him here. And that one is tattooed. deep into right center field, but Colby Ferris will come on and make the catch. So tagging from third will be Jake Skipworth, and he will score as Dylan Tatum also moves on to third base, but a big out there, as that is the second out of the inning. And while a run does score, bringing the score to 11-9, that has put the Chinooks in a pretty good position now to finish off this ball game, as runners on the corners, down by 2, and it looks like they're going to appeal to see if Tatum left early, and he did not. So good try there. I'm sorry, but I just can't stop looking down at the comment from Greg. I don't know if anybody has his contact information, but if you could just get a hold of him and tell him that, I apologized on stream. I don't remember what I said. Maybe that was something that I said in between innings, where I was just saying, I already answered that question. Maybe he just didn't hear it, but I've answered it multiple times throughout the stream. Certainly never want anybody to feel like I don't appreciate what they've done. And Greg has been a listener since the very beginning, so certainly don't want him to feel unappreciated or unloved. So if anybody can just get in contact with him and tell him that there's no reason to be, we don't want him to leave, we don't want him to not come back, and that I apologize sincerely for what I said. And somebody please do that if you don't mind. Certainly don't want somebody as important as he has been for us to think that we don't appreciate him or that we don't love him. And that one is in there for a called strike. So Xavier Pinellas is 0 for 3 tonight, or excuse me, 0 for 1 tonight, actually, as he has walked twice and had a sacrifice fly. And that one is swung on and missed. So big pitch there from Harrell, as that will be strike 2 to Pinellas. And now the Chinooks are 1 strike away from hanging on to this absolute shootout tonight. And swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Josh Harrell comes in and finishes off this ball game tonight. And another huge victory for the Chinooks as they pull out this absolute storm of a ball game, 11-9. And my goodness, 14 extra base hits for both sides tonight. Aaron, what a game. Honestly, what did we just see?
I don't know, honestly. It was a unique ball game for sure, and it almost felt like 2 completely different ball games. The offenses just mashing and couldn't be stopped through the first 5 innings, and then after that, only 1 or 2 runs scored the rest of the game, at the end of the day, we came out on top. So. Keep the streak alive and keep the momentum going into Kenai here.
Absolutely. Chinooks now winners of 6 straight ball games. They improved to 16-11 on the season. Have had a great stretch over the last week or so. And now, as Aaron said, they will move on to Kenai for 5 days, 5 straight games against the Oilers out in Kenai. And could not happen at a better time for the Chinooks, as they are playing absolutely amazing baseball. And certainly are going to look forward to that. However, I will not be looking forward to that, as I will be gone. And this is the last time that you guys are going to hear me for a while, and I'm sure for some of you it's probably a relief. But you'll be hearing Aaron for a few days here, a week or so, probably all the way through the game on the 19th. So Aaron will be giving you guys updates. He'll be your best friend over the next week or so here on the stream, if he isn't already. Again, the Chinooks pulled this one out 11-9, and certainly an amazing game. And again, the next time that the Chinooks will play is tomorrow, I believe, at 5 p.m., right, Aaron?
Either 5 or 6.
All right, so here. Well, why don't we check real quick and see, because I thought I saw 5, but it might be 6.
It looks like 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay, so
Yep.
it was 6 o'clock. So tomorrow night at 6 p.m., the Chinooks will be playing the Kenai Peninsula Oilers all the way out in Kenai. So Aaron, again, will be your commentator for the next week or so, so please be nice to him. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, and thank you all for your support over the last couple of months. I have been Tyler Lopes. I've been joined tonight by my partner, Aaron Davis. Thank you all once again for watching, and we'll see you all very soon.